only on DAZN, July 12th. Ring 3, Berlanga versus Shirez and Stevenson versus Cepeda. They're in their prime, they're hungry, and they're done being called the future. Berlanga versus Shirez, Stevenson versus Cepeda. Ring 3, live, only on DAZN. Buy now at DAZN.com/boxing.
I'm a championship fighter. You know, if you watch my stoppage victories, you know, they come down the stretch, and the referee took that away from me. The commentators were saying it was my corner. It was clearly his corner. You know, there was a lot of fake news and stuff being spread during the fight, a lot of narratives. You know, my uncle told me if I come here as the away fighter, you know, I need to take it out of the judge's hands, and that's what I was preparing to do. That was the game plan, you know, make him miss and make him pay late. And I was catching him clean towards the later rounds, and you know, he was edging back, and the referee took it out of my hands tonight. I didn't lose that fight.
Was there some confusion on your part, especially when the fight got pulled? Because it seemed like, you know, the corners after the 7th round were ready to go, and then it seemed like there was sort of a change of mind. So was there confusion on your part when that's all going on?
100%. You know, we was up, ready to go. You know, my cut was a minor cut. We was looking at the other corner. The ref went over to the other corner. My doctor approved everything my side. You know, we was raring to go. And his corner, his corner was told he couldn't continue. It was nothing to do with me. And that was a fake narrative live on the commentary. There were so-called independent commentators in his dressing room before the fight and coaching him ringside. This, you know, I've not experienced something like that. And
who are you talking about?
Carl Frampton. You know, I was a fan of this guy, and you know, I feel like I've been done dirty this evening. I was carrying out the game plan to a T, and that is to make him miss and to make him pay late. And if you watch my championship fights, when I take out my opposition, that is exactly how I execute a game plan. And the referee took that away from me tonight in not letting Jack Catterall continue.
Just talk to me about before the fight. You mentioned the commentary and independent, but you also had Conor Ben watching your hands get wrapped. Did that, I don't want to say did that play on your mind, but what did you make of that? Because we didn't from the outside think that it was a thing of that Jack and Conor had this friendship, but we saw the video. What did you make of it?
This is the go along to get along gang. You see it, you know, you see it in the commentary. You see it in the dressing room, these guys all pretending to be friends, sending Conor in. When Conor come in, I said, you know, when he left, I said, take a ringside seat, you know, and watch a display. And the referee took it out of my hands in me winning in spectacular fashion tonight. Jack's a world-class operator, and all the fighters scoring the fight ringside had it even, and I was just warming up.
I was about to say, do you feel like at the time of the stoppage you were sort of coming into your own? I felt like at that point, or just a little bit before, you were starting to land a little bit more cleaner. Look, close fight, some difficult rounds to score, but did you feel like the momentum was going to be going in your favour? Most
definitely. He's a negative style fighter. I took it away from him, and that was the game plan, and make him pay late. And I was starting to make him pay. You know, I was starting to land clean shots. And, you know, some of the things I see with the commentary, it's the go along to get along gang. And my uncle warned me. You know, he said, if you come here, you need to take it away from them. You know, there is something disdain against the Eubank name. And I've experienced it here tonight. Yeah.
How did you expect your uncle to attend today?
He is in Jamaica. Otherwise, he would have been here. But, you know, I'm glad that he didn't have to witness, you know, how I was treated tonight.
You had Sebastian's T-shirt here. I'd see he's always with you.
He's always with me, and, you know, it's a strong motivator for me. And I was ready to deliver a big performance tonight, and it was taken away from me by the referee stopping Jack from continuing. Despite all the false narratives, it will start to, you know, you're starting to see what we have to deal with. You know, we haven't just got the opponent in front of us. There is other things which are harder to defeat, and that is things like commentators, coaching fighters and being with them in the dressing room. And are they going to give me a fair run? You know, obviously not. I needed to take it into my own hands tonight, and I followed the game plan and was going to execute a championship stoppage victory.
Harlem, can I just
chance to think about what might be next? Be that a rematch, be that another big fight at 147 pounds, and how long do you expect to be out with that cut?
I told them in the ring, run it back, you know, and they I feel like they clearly don't want to entertain a rematch because
Can you see why they wouldn't? Because he's been given the victory in the column despite everything around it. Can you see why they wouldn't?
because of what he experienced in the ring. You know, he didn't expect what I brought, and I was just getting warm. You know, I really was just getting warm. So if that's world class, you know, show me more world class operators, because you know I'm ready to go.